Days. It's been 3 days. We've been in Bandylac.
Well,
When did all this happen?
just yesterday.
Then no, it's impossible. Couldn't have been us.
For killing bears yesterday.
Was it a bear village?
No.
I assume that's complete sincerity since it's a druid. Like an actual concern, like was it a bear village? Oh god.
The only reason we
You
even
guys
stopped
had no
by was because we saw two of your well, we believe at least two of your fellow neighbors on the ground, mauled to death by two bears. We got rid of the bears, but there are two bodies still left there that we wanted to make sure that they might have belonged to someone here.
Yes, there's a good chance. I don't know much about like I tend mostly to my farms just outside the town. I only cross the river when I need, supplies and such like that. But if you guys promise not to bring any harm to myself or my daughter, I will not speak of you coming through. But you could report those bodies being found in town.
I mean, that we could, but at the same time, I'm a little hesitant going into the town. Everyone across the river believe this?
Like I said, I don't go into town very much. I heard it from another farmer down the way.
Mm-hmm.
Point us to this man. Or woman.
We don't have anything to fear because we didn't do anything wrong.
Well, it
If
doesn't
somebody's
matter if we
spreading
did something.
rumors about us destroying towns, we should clear our name as quickly as we can before people come looking for us, like the divinity of Tavara, and drag us away out of the streets.
Exactly. Sir, if you could, my name is Kurt Skolaskin. Could you point me to the farmer who told you this? We would like to track down the basis of these terrible rumors about myself and my party.
His farm is located south of here, so if you continue on this main road, eventually you'll run into it. But if you were wanting to go into town, he'll point the other path, and say you can cross this bridge, and there will be authorities there you could report the incident to.
I'll pass him a silver piece and just nod. Ooh. Thank you, sir.
And he'll catch it, and he'll just look at the silver piece and be like, this will help us so much here at the farm. Thank you, friends.
And I'll pick up his hoe and hand it to him and just say, don't believe everything you read on Facebook.
Or that you watch on Witch. Yeah.
I'll definitely gesture the group to come over and just go, so considering that they believe us to be that, we might want to take a few precautions and not look like who we are. Finley, I do know you at least have some means to change your appearance. You did it before at Lilish's house. You became her, I'm assuming it was her father. You just became a very old, decrepit halfling. I didn't know where that came from. Or was it no? But
no, right. I just kind of went with what felt right at the time. But no, I can change my appearance. It just doesn't seem kind of weird to anyone else that, like, specifically two halflings, two men, and a lion that specifically burned down a town. Like, that's not twiddling around in anyone else's earlobes.
I'd find it hard to believe if there's another 4 people who look like us.
Well, he did say 4, not 5, right?
4. He did say 4.
So he didn't mean Davis at all.
I missed that part.
I've never been here.
There's no curse was here.
I'll look at Strongbreak and say, I've never killed anyone in this village.
I believe you this time.
Yes.
Yes, but maybe perhaps, Finley, if you make yourself look different, that might make us so that when we go to the next farmer and we inquire about it, he might not be as intimidated or scared of us. Perhaps.
Maybe we do want to intimidate him. If he's spreading rumors about us, maybe we want to find the truth of this.
Well, if he's just, one end spreading, he's not the one who originated them. He must have seen it from something. But if he sees you walking up with hearing it fresh from someone else's mouth, the terror of Kurtz, I think he'd probably flee at the sight of you.
I think we can at least make it back to Candoria before we start killing people again.
You say that.
But do you mean it?
Is that like an over-under? Like a...
Okay,
yes, we don't.
I'd say we can try.
Yeah, we
Okay.
should probably talk to him. But Finley, maybe you could change your appearance. I mean, you can go for a woman. Can you do anything other than halfling size? Or
Don't dress as a woman.
So are we like walking down to the next farm or whatever?
I say we just go into town and just
I
what do we want to get done and get.
Like, are we walking away from this farmer guy?
when I grouped you up, I was away from him. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I feel like we're on the road.
So I'll like reach into my bag and I'll pull out this like little satchel that's kind of folded up, and out of the satchel I'll take out a little hat, and it kind of looks like a little wizard's hat.
Okay.
It's like black and felt, and it's got like stars on it. I may have something for this, and I'll put the hat on, and I now look exactly like the farmer that we just talked to.
Holy shit balls!
Whoa, that's what's
Whoa.
cool.
Just an
Wow.
old gift, just an old gift from my grandfather.
Oh,
Fringe
That's
is
pretty-
gonna start leaning in on you and just kind of poking you a little bit. Oh, that's very convincing. Obviously an illusion, but still convincing.
Is he still furry, Rin?
Yes, you can feel it. Here, put your hand. I grab Kurt's hand. And
No.
So it's just the look. If someone reached out, you'd still feel like yourself, or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would like go through the image. I think essentially like it passed through it. You
Okay.
know, it's
Okay.
like an illusion. Yeah.
Yes. This is what you can do, Finley, right?
well, easy enough, and I'll just turn into the dwarven version of myself.
Okay.
But like maybe a
Um,
little longer beard, and maybe change the color of my clothes around a little bit.
Maybe like this, Finley, we'll be able to learn a little more without the people around here being so afraid of us.
Mm. Well, then I'll just go ahead and I'll pull up a cloak and just kind of cover my ears a little bit that way. Try to give my some version of a disguise.
And then I will like kind of readjust the hat on my head, and now I also look like the dwarven version of Finley.
I
Uh,
look at the party with my 6 feet plus frame and like huge fucking scar. They're like, I got nothing, guys.
Now we can pretend like we're like lifting bros or something.
oh,
I'll
well,
If you
I'll
want,
go from.
if you want, I can go and talk like this while we're in town too. And just change my dwarven version of myself.
No, we're not doing
There you
that
go.
now.
I do not believe you made an alter self spell. I think it is still a disguise spell.
No, I can alter my voice in lots of different ways.
That's the voice you use later when they're blacking out your image and everyone's dead, and you're like the eyewitness.
The eyewitness.
Yeah.
It's all pixelated out.
Yeah.
Right. I'll save that for later. Yeah, okay. Just a regular Finley voice. Fantastic. Sweet beard, a little bit of braids in there. Okay.
So,
I
Kurt,
mean,
how about this? And I'll just conjure up a full-on, like, turban-esque mask, and I'll just like say, "Apply this to your face."
I'll look at it, but it's hot.
How hot is it, DM?
I think it would be just an average amount of heat. It's not too hot.
No, you can get away with this. It's not too terrible. Here, I'll help you. And I start to like wrap it around his head a little bit to
I'll
give
just
it.
slap his hands away and just put it on myself. God damn
All
it.
right. There. So now we have at least some semblance of, disguise, discreet. To the village, to the town.
I say that we tracked down this rumor. We came here to report the deaths of 2 of their villagers, but I feel like the fact that we're being framed for murder and raising villages is something more serious, is it not?
Well, yes. I
It
mean,
does
it's
not
more
bode
serious
well
than
for
your-
us in the long term.
Yes, it's worse than your murder of Max.
It wasn't murder. It
Did
was.
he say how far south down the next farmer was? Because this shit only lasts an hour, so I need to know how.
It's quite the ways. It's not on like this map. It's another.
Okay, so this spell only lasts for like such a long period of time, and like, is the town like right across this bridge over there, like that direction?
All right, we'll go to the town.
So-
first then.
I just say, and I just wait. I could only hold this on for so long. Had I known that it was down that far, we could have just went that way. But the town's like that way, so twiddling dee. I think we should just go to the town first. Maybe.
Is that a usual problem for you, Finley? Premature casting.
It happens to a lot of us, all right?
Do the best of
Should we go in and at least figure this out?
I mean, if the spells only last an hour, we might as well head into town, figure that whole mess out, inform the villagers, and then we can head to this farm.
Okay.
Right. I think that maybe just a better course of action.
Finley too.
All right, to the town.
Is that farmer still out there?
He went back to tending to the farm when you get.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys made peace. When you gave him the silver, he believed that you guys were not going to be hostile, and just went back to his work.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just look like your basic dwarf now. Like I'm not half cat right now. I'll just stay in basic.
Just to try and add a little
Like-
bit more disguise. Rin
Like
is going-
like I'm more like of a flesh tone now. All my fur's gone. I still have all my big braids and stuff. And it's like stark white, with the black kind of intertwined between everything and
Okay.
stuff. Yeah, but
Is this a gate right here?
It.
Permission to get through, or?
Yeah, you can go around it. Yeah.
just to make a little extra disguise, Rin will use prestidigitation to color his clothing a little bit. He's going to go for something that's probably very different. He's going to go bleach white, pure white, very like.
Okay. Obviously, hold on before you guys go. So you guys are standing at the edge of the bridge, and the bridge itself is very ornate. It's got a lot of stone carving in it. It's wood and stone across the whole thing, but it's very robust. Very fine etching in it, like carved and stuff. And the water that's passing underneath it has a very strong current, and you can see boats from either bank kind of coming off, going down the stream really quickly, and like people kind of use it to cross if they don't want to use the bridge. They'll kind of take the boat across, and you'll see boats going from both sides downriver.
Question, DM.
Yeah.
Is there any apparent reason why they wouldn't want to use the bridge?
It's just you couldn't tell, but it.
Okay,
Yeah. No.
that's fine.
Yeah, I wasn't like insinuating there's something wrong with the bridge.
Okay.
Just common practice, yeah.
Okay. We'll cross the fucking bridge.
Right. Cross the bridge. Here we go.
And as you go across, you notice that there are a lot of buildings, and you can see some dwarfs scattered around, going about their business. And there is a lot of trees here or there. There's very thick, dense trees. None right where you are, but that's something you notice about it. And there is, occasionally you'll see some stone walls, and a lot of them are smashed down to rubble.
So looking around at this stonework and the bridge and stuff, there are subtle differences between, Hilldorf and Stone Dwarf craftsmanship. Can I tell what a lot of this stone shit was built by?
Yes you can. Give me a perception check.
$23.
Hey.
Ooh,
Yeah.
very nice. Yeah, it's Mountain Dwarf.
And can we see any more people around, or?
Yeah, you can see. Yeah, there's some dwarfs scattered around, but they're tending to their stuff.
I'll just make sure that my blade is covered. I guess I can change, like, how my sword looks when I use my hat. So I don't even look
That's
like I'm
fine.
carrying a sword right now. Yeah.
Okay.
DM, do we see anyone aside from dwarves?
But that's the same thing. Yeah. Good question.
And this area is dwarfs only.
Hey, Strongbraid. Out of sheer curiosity, is there? I mean, I've met a dwarf or two in my day, but this is kind of the first time thing I can remember, like a full-blown dwarf in town here. Is there anything like maybe perhaps like dwarves say, or like hello or goodbye, or maybe some basic lingo or anything?
I would say that we should not show any weakness.
All right.
Look them in the
Picking
eye,
up all over.
shake their hands, and try not to insult them if you can.
I suggest you don't shake their hands, though, Strongbraid.
At the sound of that, Devis is gonna kind of like just stand taller and like puff up and like try to look as muscular as possible. Okay.
Yes, that's awesome.
There's still quite a bit of bitterness between the two clans, but it looks like these are mostly mountain dwarves, and so as long as we behave appropriately and do what we came to do, we should be fine.
What's the name of this village again, DM?
Turris.
It is,
Turris?
Yeah,
Turris.
Turris. Turris, yeah.
Turris. Kurtz will just sort of walk forward and then shout out, "Dwarves of Turris, my name is Johnson McSmith. We have found 2 of your villagers dead in the woods, mauled by beasts. We'd wish to speak to your mayor and inform the families."
Okay.
Arr! That's all I do. Arr! That's it.
Yes, just going on here going.
I have a feeling the bandit voices are coming back here really soon.
That's my ass Cockney.
What did you say your name was?
Johnson McSmith.
Johnson McSmith.
Nice.
Yeah, Johnson McSmith.
There is a nearby dwarf who comes stumbling out of what appears to be a tavern or an inn.
Oh, shit.
And he walks up to you and he says, "That's a funny name. You said you're looking for the mayor?"
I'm looking for anyone who may direct us to the parents or families of these people who have been killed savagely by beasts in the forest.
Okay, that would... Give me a second here. I'm looking at my legend for the map here.
Focus, dwarf!
He is. The time has paused. He will point down to... you see that silver building on the map that says 13?
I do.
Yeah, he'll point over there. It said, over there is probably what you're looking for for reporting that.
Thank you. And I'll flip him 2 copper.
Ooh. You'll flip him out, and he'll catch him with the mug he's carrying, and it'll kind of just splash in the ale, and he'll just drink it anyway. And thanks.
I imagine he just actually made that "ooh" noise.
I walk by him.
Ooh, piece of candy.
I'm gonna walk by him really quick. Yeah, I hate hill dwarves. Keep going.
Why? God! We're not here to start a fucking riot.
I am resisting.
Come on,
using
Devish. I
bandit
don't think
voice.
you have that many potions left.
I got healing spells.
Kurtz can't kill never mind, I can't kill everyone.
I'd say you should focus on the squirrels, Devish.
Where?
Over in the tree line. Just go that way.
All right, perception check for squirrels.
You don't see any, and you are infuriated that he would lead you on in something that is not funny.
God! Motherfucker! I hate you now.
Everyone hates me. I'm Kurtz Blaskin.
So you make your way over to the building he pointed towards, and it looks like it may be some kind of guard quarters or something like that. And there appears to be one that may be of higher rank that's standing out there, and he's leaned over a table just outside the barracks, like looking at stuff on it.
Strongbraid's doing that thing where it's like, you know, I've got my arms crossed and I'm just kind of like looking away from anyone that we pass by, like, just, you know, kind of minding my own business.
Okay.
Is the officer a dwarf?
Yes.
I'll turn to Finley and the rest of the party as before we approach them. Gentlemen, seen anyone with dwarves in this village?
Not so far, you know.
Is that not a little disconcerting?
Most of the stonework around. Most of the stonework around here looks dwarven. I don't see
I'll do
so
my
unusual.
-10 history check.
Okay.
To see if that's normal, honestly.
We're like getting up into dwarven territory, right? You said.
Pretty good for me.
Yeah. You are on the outskirts of dwarven territory. I would say
Dwarves like stone.
Yeah,
Negative
Kurtz.
two, that's
Yeah,
not
you
bad.
don't. You haven't heard this town before. You don't know.
There-
Towards the beard.
This just could be remains from when the second horseman had come. The dwarves did a lot of fighting between each other, and maybe these dwarves built this little village
Oh,
as an outpost on the outside of their
I
homes.
know.
Are
Strong
dwarves
grade.
quite lazy
I
when it
was
comes to
there.
repairs? It's been quite a while since the last attack.
Damn.
They just might be keeping a foothold on things. You know, I don't think that there's still a lot of bitterness, and so these dwarves just might be here to be keeping an eye on the hill dwarves still.
All right.
I've been away from the dwarves for a while myself.
I understand strong grade, but until I see someone who's not a dwarf,
Well, from the looks of
Yeah.
it, that those people were probably just traveling on the road. Maybe they came from that second village to the north that the rumors are coming from about us.
it's possible. But until I see another person who's not a dwarf, I'm gonna be a little suspicious of this town.
Perhaps you might introduce ourselves over there, Stronggrade. You were acquainted with the dwarven lingo?
Let out
Yeah.
a heavy sigh.
Yeah, I don't speak that shit, guys.
Who else speaks Dwarven? Just so I know.
I do.
Do you? You son of a bitch.
I do.
You educated fuck.
Well, I'll just walk over to the two nearest dwarves, or the one that looks more official, and I will just say to him, "Good afternoon. I'm Horgrin.
That's
we came
racist.
to report some missing people. Now, it seems like these people were not from this town, but their bodies are still in the woods, not far from here. Perhaps you dwarves might want to go fetch them. You could identify them and maybe notify their families."
Are your dwarves Russian?
Russian dwarves.
That's okay.
Convert to
Vodka,
So-
Blyat, vodka,
Kinda.
Newton.
The officer that you're speaking to, he's like leaning on his arms on the table, looking at the papers, and you don't know what all the paperwork says, but from his reaction, it seems like it's pretty important. He kind of like speaks over his shoulder, but is still maintaining looking down at the table, and he says, "Well, my name is Stronghide. Yes, we will definitely take the details of this report and we can investigate it. Where did you say you found them?"
Just off in the woods, not too far from town, to the north of the farmlands.
Up to the north, and he'll turn and look at you. Describe your appearance.
So I just look kind of like all my fur is gone essentially, so I still have like a mane of white hair with black streaks in it, and my big white braids, and I still have like all my little just normal bronze clasps that I have down at the ends of my braids. I've just mostly just changed the appearance of my face and my clothing. So
you still
just-
look Tabaxi though.
No, I still look like a dwarf. So I've like, I've changed my features to be more dwarven.
Oh,
With
okay.
my
I
hat
thought
of disguise. Yeah, with my hat of disguise.
okay,
So I've got like a kind of a crooked, ready nose now, and like some pock marks down one side of my face.
so just
and-
influences of what your lion self looks like, but you
Right.
appear to be a dwarf.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot the question.
Where were the bodies? Where are the bodies?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
And then you said okay up there. So yeah, he'll turn up to you and say he'll hand you a piece of paper and he'll say, if you can write down as much information, any details you can remember about the incident and the description, I will dispatch some guards to go take a look at that. And he'll make a kind of like a low war cry. It's kind of a sound. It's kind of like a call out, like a cadence sound, and some dwarfs will start to move in, and it's in response to this call to
Sure.
go check this out.
I'll just scrawl the details on the paper in Dwarven script, and just slide it back across to him.
Okay.
Turris is staring very intently at the woodwork of the building to the north, trying not to show any part of his face.
I was curious. We met a farmer outside of the town. He said that there were reports of adventurers who had been causing trouble around the region lately. What do you know about that?
Yeah, I think I have a minute where I can wait for this, and he'll take the details that you rolled up, and he'll hand it to somebody next to him. And
I only ask because it sounds like it's dangerous to be traveling the roads, and I wouldn't want me and my friends to get ourselves into any trouble.
yes, I definitely would not mind passing along the knowledge. We're actually on an alert to look out for them. There was a group of 4 who went through and ransacked and completely burned and murdered everybody in the village. A few people made it out to tell the reports about it, but we have their descriptions if you need them.
Yes, I would like to hear them. That would be nice.
There was a taller man, with a scar on his face. There was a short little guy who described as very attractive.
Was he wearing a robe and fuzzy sleepers?
He was not. There was a slender elf, and he'll kind of like his eye will twitch when he says elf a little bit, and then there was a tabaxi with them as well.
Well, we will certainly keep our eye out when we're on the road and make sure that we steer them clear away from this place if we can.
Yeah, if all of our reports are accurate, they're very dangerous, and they took no prisoners, no quarter. They killed women and children, burned livestock. It was terrible.
Have any of you actually gone and seen for yourself this town?
It's all down in ashes now.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I won't take up any of your time now. We should be going anyways. So have a good day.
Feel free to stop at the tavern if you like, and he'll point up to the building right around the corner.
Oh, it's been a while since I've had good dwarven ale, so perhaps I will convince my companions to do so.
He'll wave, kind of like, all right, I gotta get back to work, kind of a gesture, but he's still there if you want to keep talking.
Anybody else got any questions for this dude?
No, I mean, I'm assuming
Strong hide, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you're relaying this information. We were kind of a little ways back from, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'll just tell you, kind of what's up there. They have a rough description of the people that do kind of sound like us. That they did actually burn a town down, but they don't know much more than that. Other than there were a few survivors, and maybe we should talk to them.
Did they?
Am I dwarven Finley form? Are we leaving? Like we're leaving this building?
Stronghides, one more question. These survivors that you had said brought these reports down, are any of them still in the town?
Can you say it again?
Are any of the survivors from the town that got burned still here that we could talk to?
Yes, yeah.
Do you think that we might find them at the inn, perhaps?
I think they are still being treated for their burned wounds, which would be farther in. I'll have to look at my map to see where that is, but point the direction. I'll tell you in a minute.
Sure.
All right. So when we leave, I'm gonna be the last one to go, and in my Finley dwarven form, I just go, "Baron Hammerfist out," and then I'll be the last one to leave.
Yes, come companions. Let us get some strong dwarven drink for the road.
Awesome.
Baron Hammerfist. Yes.
Yeah,
That's all. I'm just gonna try to keep my fucking lingo real short. So, yeah.
Ren's gonna look at Strongrit and go, "Is that the normal dwarven accent? I never knew it was that rich."
It is from very deep down in the ground.
They grow potatoes and drink vodka.
the near underdog mountain dwarf, almost pure, alright?
Very cold where I come from.
Yes. Alright, very well. Ren will actually take a note and say, "Dwarves speak Russian."
All right. We are at the point for our first 5-minute break.
Sweet.
Everybody who's watching us, thank you for sticking around. We're gonna get up and do 5 minutes, but then we will also jump into the mini games with you guys if you guys want to do any kind of boss, free-for-all, heists, any stuff like that. All of our players will be doing that with you, and we will be back in 5 minutes.